Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chess Essentials. In this today's video, we will discuss the double pawns. Many chess players think that double pawns are weak. It is true. The double pawns are often weak, but sometimes they are not. In this video, we will see that when the double pawns are weak and when the double pawns are not weak. In this diagram, you can see that white has double pawns. Due to the double pawns, white has an open b file for his rook, and also the pawn on the c3 is controlling the critical squares of b4 and d4. And pawn on the c2 support the d3 square and also cover the b3 square. So the double pawns are not weak here. Let's see this diagram. In this diagram you can see that both sides have 8 pawns and 8 pieces. It is white to play and white play the move bishop to the e3. And now black has the chance to capture this bishop and give white double pawns. If black capture this bishop, then white will recapture with the f pawn, and now white has an open file for his rook, and also the e3 pawn control the d4 square and also f4 square. And now black knight can't jump to the d4 square, and this is all due to the double pawns. Here black can play the move bishop to the b6, and if white bishop capture the bishop on the b6, then black recapture with the a pawn. The black's pawns are double, but this will give an extra open file for the black rook. Here black can also ignore the white bishop and play the move rook to the e8. So if white bishop capture on the c5, then black recapture with the d pawn, and now black control the d4 square and can put his knight on this square. Now let's see a game between the two grandmasters. The game starts with the e4, black plays e6, white play d4, black play d5, white play knight to the c3, and black capture on the e4, and white recapture with the knight, and black play knight to the f6, and now white capture the knight on the f6, and black recapture with the g pawn. And now you can see that black pawns are double, but this gives black an extra open file for his rook, and also the pawns control the critical squares of e5 and g5. White play knight to the f3, black play bishop to the f5, and white play bishop to the e2, black play queen to the c7, white castle here, and black play knight to the d7, now c4 and e6. White play bishop to the d2 and black play bishop to the d6. Since white does not have play in the center, so black decided to play rook to the g8 so that rook will control the open file and black will castle on the queen side. White play king to the h1 and black play rook to the g8. White play c5. Black bishop moves to the e7 and white play queen to the c1. White play bishop to the e4 and black play bishop to the f4. Black queen moves to the a4 and white play bishop to the g3 and black play h5. White play rook to the g1, black play f5 and white play knight to the d2. Now black play h4, white play bishop to the d6 and black play bishop to the d5. Now bishop captures e7 and h3. Now the h-pawn has arrived. Here white play f3, stopping the diagonal of black bishop. Black play h captures g2 and white play rook captures g2, rook captures g2 and king captures g2, and now black captures on e7. Black understands that he cannot checkmate the white king, so he is confident to go in the endgame, because in the endgame he will have targets on d4, f3 and h2. White play knight to the c4, bishop captures the knight and bishop captures the bishop, and black play knight to the f6. White play queen to the f4 and black play rook to the d8. And now black has a target on the d4 and black is applying the pressure on this target. White play a3, black play b6 and white play b4 and black play queen to the a4. Now rook to the a2 and b captures c5 and d captures c5. And black play queen to the d1. Black allowed white to get rid of his weakness on the d4 and in return black gets the open d file and complete domination on this file. White play bishop to the f1 and black play rook to the g8 check. White king moves to the f2 and now knight to the d5. Queen to the d2 and queen to the b3. Because white's king is in danger, so black does not have to trade the queens. Now white play rook to the b2 and black queen captures on a3. White play rook to the a2 and now queen captures b4. And now black is up material, so black is happy to go in the endgame. Now white play rook captures a7 check, king to the f6 and now queen captures b4 and knight captures b4. Rook to the b7 and knight to the d5. Bishop to the c4 and rook to the c8. King to the g3 and f4 check, and king to the f2 and knight to the e3. Bishop to the d3 and rook to the h8. Rook to the c7 and knight to the d5. Now rook captures c6 and white knight moves to the b4. And now black is forcing to simplify the material. Rook to the d6 and knight captures d3. Rook captures d3 and black rook captures on the h2 with check. White king moves to the g1 and black rook moves to the c2. Now rook to the d4 and black rook captures on c5, and now king to the f2. Rook c2 check, king to the f1, and now black king moves to the g5. Rook to the d8, king to the h4, and rook to the g8. Now black play f5 and white play rook to the g6. e5 and rook to the e6, and black play e4 and f captures e4 and f captures e4. Rook captures e4 and king to the g3 and rook to the e8, and black play rook to the c1 check and white resign. White resign because white can't stop the f pawn from becoming the queen. And you can see that in this game white gives black double f pawns, but one of these f pawn will become the queen. Actually the double f pawns of black give black the open g file, and also the f6 pawn control the e5 square, and in the Karokan the e5 square is in the hands of white, but due to the double f pawns black control the e5 square. So in this game you guys have seen that black double pawns are not weak, but they are strong. So far we have seen that when the double pawns are good, and now we will see that when the double pawns are bad. Actually when the double pawns lack flexibility, they will turn into the bad pawns and weak targets. Now we will see a game between the two grandmasters when the white's double pawns lose flexibility and become targets by the black pieces. The game starts with the d4, black play knight f6, white play c4 and e6, and white play knight to the c3, and black play bishop to the b4. The Nimzo Indian is on the board, and white play a3, and now bishop captures c3 and b captures c3, and black castle here, and white play f3. Now black's mission is to attack on the white's double pawns, and for this purpose black play b6 so that his bishop will come to the a6 and attack the white c4 pawn. White play e4 and black play knight to the e8. White play bishop to the d3. Black play bishop to the a6 and white play knight to the e2. Now black play knight to the f6, and black's plan is to play the move knight to the a5 and further attack on the white c4 pawn. And now black has equalized the white's opening advantage, and black has a comfortable position and has targets. Now let's see this diagram. In this diagram you can see that white has double pawns and it is black to play, and black play the move knight to the a5. Actually black has two main concerns in this position. First is to attack the white c4 pawn, and second is to defend the king side. But instead playing the move knight to the a5, black play bishop to the d2, then this move does nothing because this will not accomplish the black's plan. Now white play knight to the g3 and black play bishop to the a6, and black is further attacking the white c4 pawn. Now white play queen to the e2 and black play queen to the d7. Queen to the d2 is a wonderful move by the black because now black queen can move to the a4 and further attack on the c4 pawn, and also black can play the move f5. White play f4 and black play f5. And now you can see that black is not rushing to win the c4 pawn because first black wants to defend his king side, then he will win the c4 pawn. And white here play the move rook a to the e1 and black play g6. And now you can see that white's plan is to attack on the black king and black's plan is to play on the queen side. But white does not have real targets on the king side, and black has already made target on the c4. And now white play rook to the d1 and black play queen to the f7. White play e5 and black play rook to the c8. Now rook f to the e1 and d captures e5. D captures e5 and knight to the g7. Now the black's king side is very solid. White play knight to the f1. Black play rook f to the d8 and white play bishop to the f2. Black play knight to the h5 and white play bishop to the g3. Black play queen to the e8 and white play knight to the e3. Black play queen to the a4. And now you have seen that in this game white does not have any real threats on the black's king side, but black has many opportunities on the white's queen side due to some targets on the c4, c3 and a3. Actually, in this game, the white's double pawns lose flexibility and they will not be advanced because their path is blocked by the c5. So this makes the white double pawns weak. So we have seen that in this video, when the double pawns have flexibility, they will not be weak because they will be advanced and control many squares. But when double pawns lose flexibility, they will become targets by the enemy pieces and they will become weak. So this is all about double pawns. Hopefully you have understand that when the double pawns are weak and when the double pawns are strong. This is all about today's video. Inshallah we will meet again in our next video. Thank you.